Hi everyone, welcome to Thete Gaming. I did not think that my first video in a little while would be on 40k, in particular the new release ahead of the new release. But this has been quite spectacular. Ahead of the release, it's always a bit worrying with Games Workshop because they sell out of things far too quickly. They don't produce enough. They can't actually manage their own stock. You know, I go on there's a couple of kits that I'm after on Games Workshop. They've been sold out for at least weeks. I've been looking for them for weeks. I keep going online. I keep doing the email me when it's back online. I don't need it urgently. It's not that big a deal. But these aren't old kits. These are kits that were new in the last year and a half, I think, or a couple of years. And certainly within the last 2 years. And I just can't get them. But I'm not urgently after them. I understand that it might take some time, but it's still a bizarre situation. I remember, and I know things change, but I remember when I was much younger, several decades ago, and you would go to, if you were able to go to Warhammer World and you wanted some components, never mind whole kits, you just ordered them. If you were there a couple of hours later, they'd bring them to you. If you went into a store, you weren't at Warhammer World, you'd fill in a thing, I want these things, the next week they'd be there for you. You could just order things. If they weren't in stock, you just ordered them. They made them up. Out they went to you, but the new Leviathan box set. So you come from a background of knowing that it's very difficult sometimes to get, particularly limited edition things. Even things that aren't limited edition, the first run of them goes, and you could be stuck months waiting for the new box set to come out for you to be able to get it. For example, in the last week, they did another one of these Death Guard sets. And there's one of the models I wanted to get. I was prepared to buy the whole set to make sure I got it. Within minutes, sold out, gone, finished. Can't get it. You know, I didn't think it would be that big a deal. I wasn't there at 10 o'clock when the pre-orders came out. So it was like half an hour later. I just moseyed up thinking, oh, this will actually be fine. More fool me. But still, to be able to sell out in half an hour. So then you get ready for Leviathan. Obviously, there's no way I'm doing anything when Leviathan's come or the pre-order goes out. I'm going to be here, and I know they're going to do the queue-it system. I'm there an hour early, and I'm keep rolling it round to make sure I'm in the queue-it system as quickly as I possibly can be. But Games Workshop promised that you will definitely be able to get a copy. And I'm not saying I wasn't. I have been able to get a copy. But you look at the situation. Let me try and show you what was up if you hadn't already seen it. This was from a little while ago. It says, this is the launch box for the new edition of Warhammer 40,000, the biggest Warhammer release in history. Oh dear. Biggest as in what sense? Most people wanting it, or have you produced more than you usually do? I'm a bit worried now, you're not being clear. The pre-order window will be open for 2 weeks. Oh, great. Okay, so you're going to have stock for 2 weeks then. Because otherwise, why bother? Why bother bringing it out if you're not going to give people a good run-up at it? And this set will be available strictly while stocks last. Yeah, okay, we get that. That's the usual thing. But don't worry. Oh, thank goodness, because I was worried. We have made a mind-boggling quantity. Mind-boggling quantity. They've now sold out. It's gone. This is Monday morning. In fact, actually, I think they'd sold out last night. But I had the email tip. I wasn't looking at the store last night. I had the email tipping me off today saying, oh, we're able to pre-order Leviathan. Oh, maybe you'll be able to get it from the physical store. It's like, okay, so now what they're saying, if I can find this is their Twitter. Warhammer 40,000 Leviathan are now sold out online on gamesworkshop.com in most territories, yeah, including this one. Head into your local store on the 24th of June for the chance to grab a copy. You're having a laugh, of course. No, not good. Admittedly, anyone who really wanted a copy, of course, will have attempted to pre-order it on the Saturday, and they will have been successful. You know, but still, the very notion that some people may, for example, have been on holiday and thought, well, I'm not going to mess about with all on the phone. I'll just wait till I come home. They've said they've done a mind-boggling number of copies. It says so. You know, we have made a mind-boggling quantity. And I'm sorry if you hear background now, sorry. I would think to myself, if you're going to have the pre-order 2 weeks in advance, and that is common for a massive release, 2 weeks in advance is absolutely a very common thing for them to do. And And then they also say, don't worry, we've made a mind-boggling quantity. At that point, you would naturally think, well, they're not going to sell out in a few days, are they? They're not. I mean, as it happens, I got the impression they were going to limit it to 2 per customer. I don't think I saw that on there, so I may have got that information wrong. It was 1 per customer when I went on. When I eventually got through, I was in a queue, even though I'd gone on an hour early and it was refreshing all the time. When I got in, it was still an hour before I got through the queue system. And it said, well, now I wanted 2 sets. I have sort of maybe been able to order one from an independent stockist, but with things like that, I'm never sure until I get the dispatch note. Because I've done that before when I think I've ordered it on a pre-order, like a big release, and then, you know, they email you later, oh, sorry, you weren't successful. It's like, all right, okay. So until I get the dispatch note, I don't know. But I will at least have one. I've ordered one from Games Workshop. But why bother? What's the point of 2 weeks? You're telling your customers, don't sweat it. Because there will be people who went onto the store and went, oh, I'm in a queue for now. Oh, I can't be bothered with that. We'll leave it. They've said they've done loads. I'll just do it tomorrow. I'll do it Monday. I'll do it Tuesday or something. So there'll be people like coming back from work, maybe today, and think, I'll just go on now. It'll be quiet now. I'll just go and order it. Oh, what do you mean I can't order it? Oh, I could trek out to a Games Workshop store, which may be, well, if it was in my case, it'd be 30 miles away, and maybe I get no. Well, there'll be a huge queue of people at that store. You'll go in, and the first person in the queue will get it, and then the store will say, sorry, we've sold out. We were only given 1. That's actually what's going to happen, isn't it? This is insane, isn't it? This is actually insane. And you know, I can understand. I say I can understand. I actually can't understand, but I can maybe appreciate that maybe Games Workshop are not able to create a business model whereby they can knock out enough copies for people. But what really gets me about this is not that they sold out so quickly, because yes, anyone who wanted it, if they went on Saturday and they were willing to go through that queue thing, would have been able to get it. Or Sunday, I don't think there was really much of a queue. There was a queue. I went on yesterday for something else. Again, I'm checking daily if my kits are coming in. The Bliss Barb Archers and Lord Croak. It's like, you know, weeks. So I sort of knew the queue system was there, but it was like lasting a minute. So again, you know, it was orderable yesterday. So anyone really anticipating it has had the opportunity. Unless, of course, they just went on straight away, thought, oh, an hour queue, no, I'll leave it. And they just never even went back that weekend and just thought, do you know what? I'm busy doing other things. I'm on holiday or whatever. I'll just chill. I'll do it on Monday when it's quieter. They've screwed those people over. And they have screwed them over because what they should have said, what would have been much more accurate to say is, we have made a lot of copies, but there will be high demand. Make sure you order it as soon as possible. That's what they should have said. If you say something like, the pre-order window is open for 2 weeks, and this set will be available strictly while stocks last, but don't worry, we have made a mind-boggling quantity, you would expect to be able to order it 2 days later. I'd expect to be able to order it a week later, because why have a 2-week window if it's going to sell out in 2 days? But there we are. First video for a while. It's a big old rant. Hopefully I'll do something a bit more positive later this week. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Were you someone who, for example, had some good reason to just not bother at the weekend and is now maybe missing out, having to scrabble around trying to find it on independent stockists, or maybe actually having to trek off to the shop, maybe being fourth in line, gets there, find out that the store had 3 copies and going, oh, right, that's my journey well spent then. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hope you found the video interesting. And until next time, I'll see you later.